First thing I think I'm going to tackle is to go a little further with this cabinet here. There was another drawer, just like this one that was down here. It had some problems. It needs repair, but I don't know if I really need two drawers there. And with another drawer in place, it made this space, which is obviously set up with fiddles for plates and stuff, it made it just a little too pokey. I also want to eventually have a mixer here for pressurized hot and cold water, day 3. So that won't really work well with a drawer. And if this is open, maybe with swing doors or even a roll top kind of thing, eventually that'll work a lot better. For now, it'd just be great if it's open, because every time I put something here, it's you know. So what is the answer? I don't want to rebuild at this point. I want to remove. I think at some point replacing this entire fascia might be a good thing. Although it's in good shape, it's really, really good tropical hardwood ply of some kind, although it's seen better days. This is a gorgeous piece of probably mahogany, maybe cherry. So I don't want to remove that either, and I kind of like having this here. It's good to have some sort of fiddle in here, even if this is open. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim around it. This dimension is smaller than this one, so I'm probably going to just make a line and very carefully with the oscillating tool just come down to, I don't know, it's not going to resolve in any pretty way, is it? Maybe eventually I'll slap some other trim on here. I don't know. I just want to open it up for now, but I'll come down to about there for now and take the rail out for the drawer and take these blocks out. In here, there's a lot still that has to be done. But I do want to remove more of this plywood up to that line I've made to get it more or less flush with this fascia. I don't know yet how I'm going to trim that out. I put another piece of wood in here to reinforce this nice piece of old yellow pine. I do have to I gotta take more of this junk out of here today and make final measurements for some kind of, for my locker faces. Actually, I should do that on site. That's asking for trouble if I make that at home and hope that it's going to fit in here, because it won't. Yeah, we can do that. I may... Do I want to do that? Do I want to lay... I kind of want to lay more cedar on this face, the tongue and groove cedar, but I don't know. I gotta trim this out somehow. I don't know how I want to do that yet. That's gonna want to come up and meet it, right? So, although, well, I gotta think about that. That's something I might start today or tomorrow, or if I stay another day. I also, even though I've now filled this with all kinds of junk, well, this is pretty much my scrap pile on the boat, I do have to redo these attachment points. They're just screwed now. I want to through bolt them. I have some hardware to do that, but I'd have to take all this junk out of here. I'm thinking maybe I should wait until I get sails bent on and under their covers, so I have room to transfer this junk into there. Yeah, as far as this top goes for this cabinet, that's from condensation from the hatch. It's not an active leak. I think, but I don't have that handy. I have stuff at home that might work for that, and I have another pattern from this frame, and I'm also going to bring this with a measurements on it and use that to at least rough cut that so I can bring that chunk on board, fit it in place, and see how I want to resolve all that. I do have an arts and crafts kind of project that I've been working on regarding sails. This is kind of experimental, so some of you will probably recoil in horror as to what I've chosen to do. But if you are inclined to do that, bear with me, because this is an experiment, and I think it might work. I've got here the sail that, one of the sails that came with the boat that's labeled main jib, but I believe is what I would call a Yankee. This is the jib that's going to be footed at the end of the bowsprit, but flown on the outer forestay that goes to the top of the main mast, which I have yet to replace. I can't put this in place until I do that. It's really nicely made. I really like how the bolt rope is. I don't know what it's made out of. The stitching, well, I don't think this thing is going to last too long, but we're going to get it out there and sail with it. Anyway, as far as hanks go, the boat did not come with hanks. I've got these 5/16 Kringles, or eyes, or whatever you want to call them. I've been looking for nice, piston type hanks, whether it's stainless or bronze, even used old ones that will fit my 15 millimeter, 14 millimeter forestay, but also fit these Kringles. I kind of like the traditional way. I don't know what was on here. Probably the kind with the hook that you bend on here. That's probably how they were done, or what was on there originally. God, I can't talk today. But between the price point, finding the correct size, and the price point, and the fact that, like, on eBay, I see great deals on used ones, but I need like 8 for the luff of this sail. Pretty much all of those jibs I have are to have 7 or 8. They need 7 or 8 hanks. Soft shackles are a great thing, but between the size of these holes, if I had a little Dyneema soft shackle, and the fact that my stay itself is going to be cordage, I don't know how good that would be. I think Dyneema would wind up really destroying that polypropylene rope. I could be wrong. So as a compromise, I've decided to go with some very nice but relatively inexpensive stainless snap hooks. This is advertised as a pet leash / utility clip, and what I've done is I've lashed it on here with some nice waxed marlin. I can't remember the diameter. A little too heavy for this job, but that's okay. It's easy enough to work with. How will it hold up? I don't know. I got 6 of them. I forgot that this sail needs at least 8, but I just received my order of more. So I might bust this out this afternoon or evening and continue stitching these on. These are 3/16 stainless, which is not top grade, but pretty good. And most important, they will fit relatively easily on here. It's tricky when you have 3-strand stay to get something that goes on. Once it's on there, I don't think it's going to present any problems. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If you've tried something like this, let me know. Understand though that this line is okay for this. It's polypropylene. It's not nylon. It's not Hempex. It's like Hempex, but it has more UV protection. It will get fuzzy as it weathers, but the breaking strength is something like, I might add it. I might have to look it up later and add it. Something like 6,000 pounds. And it's not as stretchy as you might think. Certainly not as much as Dyneema. It's not going to creep like Dyneema. And unlike nylon, if it does part, it's not going to turn into a deadly weapon. Nylon, for whatever reason, I have heard, will part very, very violently when it goes, and be very dangerous. Also, nylon 3-strand, when it gets wet, it gets weaker. This stuff does not. So it's lightweight, It's strong. It looks cool. It has a nice old-timey look, which I like. But that's the plan, anyway, for now. Yeah, I think it's going to work great. Pretty excited to hoist this thing. I never have yet. I haven't hoisted any of these sails except the main. Which reminds me, I got to finish that cover. I have... I didn't bring all the patch material home. Not that I'm that far with the stitching. I'm going to continue that at home because it just makes sense on the big table and some good light where I can see where it's not quite so cold. I might even bring this home. I don't know. It's pretty cold in here. For sleeping, it's okay. I've been burying myself under many, many blankets and sleeping in this insulated coverall. Last night I was snug as a bug, even though it went down it was about 20 this morning Fahrenheit. Thing that could happen today. Yeah, maybe, or tomorrow. I don't see, unless I can move the boat within the next couple of days, I don't see much point in sticking around the rest of the week. I thought I was going to have work Friday. That did not pan out, which is kind of a drag. That would be convenient, so I could be here all weekend, having another reason to come make the long journey to New Jersey. Yeah, whatever. So I'm charging the oscillator right now. It should be ready in a minute or two. When it is, I gotta put hooks in here to hang line. When the oscillator is ready, we're gonna cut this and we're gonna cut that, and I'm probably gonna have to vacuum in here again. And I don't know, stick around till about high tide is about 3. I'll probably putter around and clean up and look at things. Oh, I just thought of another project, a quick and easy project that I can do. Yeah, and a 3, we'll look at the wind, see what's up, see if maybe I can get one of the guys from the shop, get 5 minutes of his time to catch my line when I come into that slip, and see about moving this gal to her new home for the winter. Yeah, I've got to, I want to get the cover on this thing and get the strap around the outside of the cover, but I think what I'm going to have to do is modify it a little bit, cut away a little bit so it will play nicer with all these cables I have here. So far I just have not found any alternative to what I have here. I don't like having this many things on the posts. I did buy a couple of plates that sort of extend the posts and have smaller screws, but I just did not like the look or the feel of those. It really didn't solve the crowding issue. I've seen a lot worse in cars and RVs and stuff, but I think it'll be fine. It would be more sensible to start here because I've got more to do. I got to mark it out. And I can do that while that thing is charging. Yes, of course, this drawer has to come out. Could measure, or I could just eyeball. Damn, it's too bad it does kind of taper though, doesn't it? It's almost going to resolve just right down there. I'm tempted to, oh, this isn't quite long enough. I could just kind of go like that. All right, since it's cold anyway, I open the companionway to get some more light. Let's see what we can do here. How bad is it going to be? This is in the way. Let's start at the bottom. Yeah. Or maybe, yeah, we need a target here. So the end of that cut. Yeah, I really didn't need to go into that at all. That's the line I want to follow, because that's what happened on the other side. Don't ask me, I just work here. I could get my coping saw, but it would take me about 3 days to make these cuts with the coping saw. There's no way to get in there safely. Oh, that saved me a little work. Oh, it was just in a little... clever, clever. Kind of a nice piece of something. This stuff, I don't think it's worth saving. Nice plywood, but what would I do with that? This, yeah, I've got room for it. Now, what are these held in with? What kind of screw? Those are slotted, but they're probably bronze. That's good. Oh my gosh. Wow. They're longer. They've been in there for some time. Oh, I need a bigger driver for those. But ah, yes, the trusty old Stanley. It's number 2. It's getting rusty, but I like this thing. Come on. Yeah. This may be too long. Ah, okay. Phillips head. Number 2. What is this? Teak. Almost certainly teak. For a minute, for her to come back, see what that cleat is doing. It's holding okay. It's not flexing at all. I might take some slack. No, the bow line is pretty tight too. Huh? It'll be fine. If it parts, the bow line will keep her from going back into the dock. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was taking this out. Trying to. Do I have a shorter Phillips? I forgot I had these new drivers. Got one of each, kind of to replace the 5-in-1, which were just getting rusted together. This looks like it's insulated, but it's not. I don't know why reinvent the screwdriver? It just, I guess it'll help grip it. I don't know. The last one is going to really be fun. Before I do final cleaning, I need to maybe clean that upper compartment out. A bit dysfunctional, especially at the moment. Most of the stuff I put in there, but ugh, probably should clean that. But there are probably things in there I haven't seen yet. Oh, that's that little soap holder thing, whatever. I'm gonna keep that. It was right here, but it was super awkward. It got in the way of my little cutting board thing. I couldn't put it all the way over there. And it just gets gross anyway. So we'll lay that aside. I'll hang on to it. Got my tongs, which are already rusting. Copper scrubby. My coconut oil, semi-solidified spatula. The last solo cup. Oh, Ziploc bag. I should have a whole stash. Skewers, very important. Oh, there's the other shop vac filter. I've been looking for that. Another Ziploc bag. Definitely gonna keep those. used up candles. The wax comes in handy for stuff. Oh, this is the bag for my mess kit. This is the soft cover for my little candle lantern. Oh, yeah, I forgot I had the single one. I bought a big one that uses 3 candles, but I haven't used it in a while. It's kind of nice. Really does not produce an awful lot of light. How does this work again? I've already forgotten. This should fold up somehow. Vinegar solution. Glad they put some laminate in there. Oh, geez. I forgot I haven't fastened this trim back because I had some rod I was looking at. Just got to be careful around it. That is 75.5% better already. I'm gonna make that pretty later. I really don't care right now. So, having done that, what can we do with this space now? I have no idea. Yeah, I like this better. I don't have all the stuff piled up behind my cooktop. This can stay right here. Boy, that's still really dirty, isn't it? But yeah, all this, I gotta clean this stuff today. That'll all go in there. Yeah, it's kind of nice to not have stuff behind the cooktop. Although eventually, once I get a real induction top, look at how this cast iron is just wasting away already. This will all be gimbaled. I might still have some, I don't know, spice rack, something. This is better to have right here, actually. Yeah. I really got to get some Dr. Bronner's. I don't like, even though this is free and clear, free of dyes and stuff, I don't like putting it into the river. Just because. Boy. We'll do the dishes later. New scrubbies. We don't need these skewers. Cool, now I can still open that drawer without moving anything. This has just got a bunch of melted wax in it. I really should protect this face, even though I'm not cutting right up to it. But if I just put tape on it, I know what's going to happen. This old varnish is just going to come right off the tape. So, I'm gonna, I need something else. It's not great. Let's get the strap out of the way first, because I want to put it on the outside. I see another problem already. The battery charger cable is crossed over. Why did I do it off to the side? Oh, because there's a cutout on the side. Yeah, I think it'll clear now. Don't really need these caps, but they're good. They're good to have. What's the problem here? The socket set is in the van, so I'm gonna go get some lunch and then bring it back with me. All right, I think I've done what I can. I had to do a little more. I had to cut away part of that side. The big problem now is the height of this. I think even if I cut this back, which I don't really want to do, I don't want to make a hole in it. Basically what's happening is this is riding on that now. But really the idea here with the strap, as far as I can tell, is not to hold it down really, really tight, but to just keep it from going anywhere. So I think I can't show you what the wires are doing on that side. I don't know. Oh, I got one more wire. I can cut this. If I cut this a little bit more, I can go down lower. All right, before it dies again, real quick, in summary, this is what we got here. It's not gonna go fly around. This won't come and latch. It's good. It's on there. At least now I won't drop anything on it, short it or damage or get it dirty or drop things that go inside the battery tray, between the battery and the tray. And that's all we got for today with the stupid GoPro. Goodbye. No. I have a little bit more to do here. I swapped the battery again. Yes, it was down to 20%. It was down to 20%, which means, oh no, I have to power down now. So I powered it down. So I paused it. So I powered it down. Then I booted it again to check. Oh yes, okay, the battery's at 20%. Then I just paused the recording. And I know in that mode, in standby mode, at like 20 to 10%, it'll stand by for 2, 3, 4 hours. But as soon as you start shooting again, I'll say, nope, what are you doing? You can't run me down below 20%. So I put in another battery now. Of course, when I put it in the charger, oh no, it's okay, it's same thing. Anyway, that's that for now. It's fine. That flexes because it's on a plastic shelf mostly, and it's got a little rubber under it to shock absorb it. Well, this is looking more like a thing. I'm not sure how I'm going to resolve this, but there will be sort of a platform for the toilet. Not really that high, but this camera's mission is to make sure I make no progress, because I have to stop every 10 to 20 seconds at the beginning of the day. This is why I've been working this morning without shooting, because I'd rather get stuff done than mess with this, despite how much I enjoy presenting this material and all that, everything that goes with the YouTube experience. I'm getting really close. Really close. Why are you at a bang zoom? Anyway, yeah, the stock I have it's and I would have had so little underneath here. It just made more sense. Plus, it'll kind of allow this line to continue, which is a little better. It's a little discontinuous there, but that's all right. It's gonna, you're hardly gonna notice it. I cut this down and put it back in place. It's pretty beat up, but it's okay. All this will ultimately get refinished. I don't know yet what I'm going to do here. Some kind of ledge that's maybe the same dimensions, possibly made of the same material as the seat or top of this, which is looking more and more like a plug, not something hinged. I probably mentioned that 20 times already, but you know where I'm coming from. I got my pattern for that. I'm going to cut some stock at home, bring it back here, and start fiddling with it. There will be some kind of quarter round, not this big, that goes on top of that, but still allows the plug to be removed, maybe. There's going to be quarter round probably in the corner here to hide this stuff. I'm going to have to do some serious coping to make it fit around there. Actually, this piece, I don't know. This is the only one of these I got. I'm going to wait until I figure out exactly. I'm going to sort of frame this out on these three sides and then see what I got to do. I think it's pretty good for a design on the fly with repurposed materials on a boat that's in the water. I think it's pretty cool so far. But this is not its final form, if you know what I mean. Plenty good enough for now. I think it's time to winnow, do another cull of stuff that really doesn't need to be on the boat right now. And everything that's short enough to go under the settees will go back there. But do I want to do that right now? There's got to be, oh yeah, there's something else I got to do topside while the wind is not, it's cold out there, but there's no wind practically and the sun is out, So yeah, I'm gonna look at something topside. So the other day, I was using the starboard midship padeye, the big one. I was using it as a purchase for part of the tackle for the gaff, for the peak halyard, to see about hoisting myself up with that. And once I loaded it up, the padeye started to come out of the cap rail, which seemed odd because I could have sworn that I bolted it through the cap rail. But apparently when I remounted this, for some weird reason, I only screwed it, which was obviously not good enough. The port one was through bolted, and I have the hardware I need, so I'm going to reseat that today and do it right. This is also a really good tight fit. Wood is actually threaded. But yeah, putting my weight on it was a little too much. I'm glad I found out that way and not when it would really matter. These may have been part of a running backstay tackle at some point originally. I'm not sure. But they're heavy enough that obviously you would be tempted to do stuff like that with them. There we go. The length is perfect, as it turns out. I got my vice grips on the nut below to keep it from spinning. It'll wind up hitting against one of the beams right about there. Oh, easy. Squeeze out. Let's see how I gotta move the vice grip, but maybe I can get a little out of this one. Nah, not really. Well, that went relatively, didn't drop anything in there or anything. Very painless. I love it. Done. I can't help but wonder why I didn't through bolt it before, but I really got to stop caring about that. It's just going to make me crazy.